All right, and we're live. Welcome back to yet another episode of the U.N.I verse Anime Reviews podcast. Today I have with me Nemo, Suma, Leo, Kat, and myself. Anybody got anything they want to say to start off the
Yeah,
podcast?
it's weird. Like I ain't want to make no cat sound because it don't sound hard. So I just
What cat sound,
Yeah,
nigga?
so you can show everybody just how pussy you are. But
they say you are what you eat.
hey, hey, that is a good take on it. So starting off the podcast, continuing with our old, well, with our newer layout. Uh, Now we can, I guess, open discussion on suggestions for any new people or aspiring otakus. What are some good animes that they need to
Hmm. And we talking about beginner level shit.
watch? Yeah,
You know what? I'll throw 5Ds in there. Am I tripping by throwing 5Ds in there? Not
You
5Ds. Hell no. Not 5.
what the fuck?
5DS, like Five Deadly
Nah.
Sins. I mean,
Nah. What was the harem anime with the kid who had the dragon powers?
the kid who had the dragon powers.
And it was a harem, and he had like a different type of bitch for each species. He had like a vampire bitch, he had like an angel bitch, he had like a pure demon bitch. He had what the fuck was this shit
Come on,
called?
you talking about American Dragon, Jake Long?
What if American like
Ah.
this show was
That's a good one. Again, I say, Cat, don't be breaking suggestions if you ain't did your homework. You know what you talk about. You're gonna have people trying to wreck their brain on Google, trying to put everything you just said as a description.
I was gonna say, are you talking about Rosaria Vampire?
nah.
Okay,
Damn, that's a good
that's the
one.
closest. That's the
That's
closest thing I
actually-
could think of to that description. That's the closest thing I could get
I
to.
think it was like Mushima Tensei or something like that, where like there's like a harem, and one is like a spider, and one is I don't know. It's like different
Monsters at Work.
species.
Nah, this one way more known.
You said the main character is a dragon?
Well, obviously you don't know it, nigga.
This
So
ain't interspecies reviewers, is it?
No, hell
Oh
no.
man.
I was about to say that can't be.
Damn, when I finally it comes to me,
All right, I got about 3 more weird ass titles to
y'all
throw out
talking about
before.
this? But y'all go ahead and I'll come back with it later.
so while we let him think on and ponder upon whatever he brought to the table, any other suggestions on anime that newbies need to watch? Yeah, something that we didn't get on in the past.
Oh,
I got
DXD, that's what it's called.
oh,
Fucking
oh shit. Okay.
DX fucking D.
okay. High School DxD.
Yeah, high school DXD. I feel like that's a nice little starter.
Yeah, and I think I saw this one on like Hulu or something like that. So yeah, if you
It
want to,
it get wild to the it get a little crazy with the fan service, but I feel like you can't like what was our rules on defining what's a beginner? Can it have any fan service?
I mean, of course, there's going to be some fan service. You got to actually enjoy the characters a little bit. So That's just natural with
No, no. The only thing I would say would throw it off would be the fan service, but any other than that is actually a pretty cool, I guess, shonen harem type show. So I don't know. I think that's a cool little starter.
anime.
Like
Okay, well,
because
well, you
I uh uh because I was about to say I kind of aged out of being interested in it because like when I first started, I watched it and I enjoyed it a little bit. Then the second and I think third season came out, I finished those, and it's just like now I think they have a new season now, but I'm like, yo, I'm good. I seen
so
what I had
teenage
to see.
cat was all over this shit, but when cat actually started getting pussy, then cat was like, you know what? I have had it with the harem animes.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it's kind of a beginner because I can't watch that shit now.
Or maybe it just shows you the sign of the times. Maybe harem animes are a thing of the past.
Bullshit. They just don't know what to do now. See, this is
Don't
where
want
they
to get
fucked up.
canceled.
This is where they fucked up. They gotta go full. They gotta go full board with the harems now. Like they gotta fuck. Like it ain't no. I'll just go trip into the pussy and it's gonna be all. Nah, niggas gotta fuck around and end up fucking on some weird shit. Like it did make that a part of the story, bro. It's a, that's the only way they could do a fire harem now, bro. Like it has to be like, oh, you fucked him, I fucked him too. Now we got beef, like shit, like real drama. It can't be, I like him. Oh, I like him too. Now we're gonna be competitive. Nah, heart's got
I
to be involved.
guess we'll just have to keep our ears to the universe to see if anyone's actually interested in making that. But for all you newbies out there, be sure to look at High School DxD, suggestion from our own King Cat the Kid. So we have any new news? Any like recent animes that we caught up on? I know Leo, you like to watch stay up to date on Attack on Titan. How are you liking that?
Attack on Titan had a pretty good episode today. I saw a lot of people talking about, this is one of those episodes where the anime doesn't really do the manga justice. But there was kind of a scene where a lot of facial expressions and otherwise still shots during long stretches of dialogue were replaced in the anime by like aesthetic pastel purple shots and trees, which I thought was very effective because otherwise people would have just complained about this episode wasn't nothing but long talking and still shots on people. So we got like still shots of pretty shit while people was talking about emotional dialogue the entire time. But no, this was like one of those episodes where, if you have your favorite characters or you think certain characters matter or certain characters should have a word, you may have been either disappointed or very pleased with how this episode was handled. Certain characters that had quick relevance pop up got their relevance shattered, and it was very much established. All right, this is the end of this character. They're not going to be important for the rest of the series. Don't expect them to do nothing else. They just gonna be there, and that's it. Because a lot of the manga didn't do a great enough job to express certain things, and there's a certain thing that's gonna happen in the anime, probably not until the little movie comes out, that a lot of people said, oh, that's kind of a plot hole. And I was actually discussing with one of my homies earlier why it's not a plot hole and why the misinterpretation of the information is another genius part of Isayama's writing. But that's all I have to say about Attack on Titan today.
Okay, awesome. So other than that, how have you guys' week been?
Chill. Been hot.
Chill and hot. Awesome. Sounds like you're in a predicament. You don't know what to wear. good stuff on my end. Still working towards getting this new job. New money. Most definitely always a plus. Uh, so I guess since no one else is saying anything else, should we just go into the reason why we all came here? Let's start with the review.
Damn.
So, Leo, take it away. Higurashi.
This is one of right. Like shit, one of my top 10 openings on the 2020
Damn.
and one of like my maybe like top 20 endings on the first half of season 1 of 2020. But it's definitely one of like my like favorite kind of like horror mystery genres, like how they kind of have the twist with it's time travel, it's looping. But even if you watch the 2020 version, you kind of you notice that even though things were the same, perspectives were different, and you kind of got to see why certain things happened like a certain way. For example, why she was with him at the junkyard looking for that shit, and why she was why she was pressed about him may have seen something, and then they don't show you until like really into the second season of 2020. Oh, she was already having been affected by this. And I think this is like one of the best animes to do something messy like time travel, but have like its narrative points still linked up very succinctly. Like nothing really feels messy. Like every time they do a loop, it kind of feels like they're just going back to zero. It feels like every loop happened at the same time, and everybody's experiencing a different version of BS at once, which is interesting because some of their BS only happened as a result of what was already going on. So that's kind of what makes time travel messy. But when you just look at it for what it is, it makes a lot of sense, and it's like it's really cool to watch. Yeah, like solid, really. I'd say 9.3 out of 10. If it wasn't like one of those shows that was like multimedia, where there's like the light novel, and I think there was the game too, that was the visual novel, then I could give it a solid 10 if they were to fit it all in just one format. But shit, solid. I'll give it a 9.5 because the older version has such a special place in my heart among like all those creepy anime and like those horror games like Corpse Party.
Okay.
Bang. Kicking it off with the 9.5. How can you beat that? That is
I mean, I'm gonna be real. This shit was good, and it slowly grew on me. The first couple of episodes, it kind of, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. Like I said, I watched the original first season, and then for the show, I watched the Go series, the Go version, and it's kind of hard for me to remember the actual episode for episode details of the first one, but I kind of remember what went on, and it's good, bro. But I don't know if it's 9.5. When you say 9.5, that means it's in goated God mode territory, bro. And I got some issues.
No pun intended. Gotta say no pun intended, bro.
I don't know.
No pun intended, bro. Gotta say
everybody else.
And it's not a whole lot in the horror psycho genre that's really getting like objective 9s out of 10 or above. So I mean, so I can honestly say I'm holding it to a marginal standard.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, that was the end of the statement. You gotta forgive Cat. He ignorant sometimes. but I definitely feel you on the it was definitely a unique way of playing with time travel. So it wasn't how they explained it when the blonde haired girl start to I guess gain sentience towards the end of the Go series. It sort of made sense on why some of the other stuff was going on earlier in the show. So
So I got a question.
mhm.
Who started the cycle? Was it Rika or was it the other little blonde haired girl? Because at the end of Go, she was saying like, "Okay, I'm about to continue the cycle, but on my terms, X, Y, Z, and shit." But the way they kind of made it seem is that like I don't know what the time travel thing is like. Okay, who was first? Who really popped it off first with the cycle?
It's funny how you say it that too.
I would think it was Rika
Damn.
from how I was looking, but I mean, there have been other people in the pod that has completely watched both. So I would say, can we get someone else to chime in on that?
I don't want to spoil nothing.
Because I started watching
Because since you said Rika, like her and no, not in that. I'm talking about something that well, I did ask the other day and everyone said no. So none of you seen it or pretty much that aware. So
Of what? Bro, spoilers. Fuck the spoilers. Go do it. Fuck it.
Oh, spoiler alert! This is a review podcast, so we do run into some spoilers, which is natural. We're talking about some media. Make sure you go and watch Higurashi, the original and Go before coming back and listen to this podcast. Go ahead, sir.
nah, because given the visual novel, her and which is her Castle, which is her true self, I guess you can say. They both do well, are well versed with it as far as known or like buddy in that world or franchise or version. That's all I really wanted to say. So I can see and pretty much like this is pretty much just a game. I'm gonna just say that to you. It's like a board game.
I peeped that with the gaming club is really like a metaphor for something. I ain't really figure out what the metaphor they're trying to make the gaming look like. You said like the whole
Yeah,
loop shit
because
was
they view human beings as just chess pieces on
yeah. That's
a
what
chessboard or something.
that was what the blonde girl was saying. She was like the human life don't mean shit if we in a loop. Like it doesn't matter what I do to these people. Like because it's just gonna start back over at my choice. Like you know what I'm saying? So if
But
it's
that's
just
what
gonna
the
start,
real shit is going down. To be honest with you, up there,
mm.
that's what the real shit's going down.
So let me ask you this, bro: who exactly is those god like I guess god entities or like higher level entities that they keep on talking to in the pocket dimension? Is them like different versions of themselves, or like just beings who just
I'm not
fucking
sure. I'm not entirely sure.
okay?
Though I would suspect. I don't even think they know. Just the way
About
I'm
to say, don't these
going
killings go
back
back
and
to
watching it. I don't even think they know.
I'm about to say, don't these killings go back to like 100 years before the 1983? Though?
Yeah, apparently that's
So
when
that might be
Rika
their
started
past.
looping.
That might be their ancestors that they're talking about.
Okay.
I think 100 years ago is when Rika actually started looping.
Yeah, and then the construction sites started that shit back up.
So if she started looping 100 years, if Rika was the original person who started the loop. How did she like progress to 1983?
She might actually be a god.
She started looping in 1981, 1988.
Something must have happened to her between that time and 100 years ago, bro. This bitch might be a god.
It was. I'm thinking it's the same thing that happened to Satoko, as we saw at the end of Go.
Okay.
Because
Okay, so
how she ran into it was kind of like, oh, on happenstance.
okay, so it's like she broke the loop at 1983 when she like finally figured out, yo, like
That's when she
what the
started.
fuck.
Because she wanted to get to the bottom of why everything was happening in the town. Because there was a lot of shit going on at the same time, like coming off of building the dam, and also the guerrilla warfare shit that was going on in the background. They sort of glaze over, and the fucking disease where somebody always had to die.
Yeah, the disease, the neck scratcher disease, the dirty neck disease.
Yo, that shit right there, boy. I'm like, nigga, you took it to looking like you on drugs to nigga, you trying to scratch your throat out, motherfucker.
I thought it was weird that it was stuck in the 80s and they all scratching their necks. Who else do we know from the 80s scratching their neck?
Hey man.
Crack even
Hey,
bigger than
man.
Japan, though.
These folks was on some good crack. That's all it was. It wasn't no disease. Wasn't no disease. They was on
It
some
was
crack
just in
and
the
they was
air.
fiending.
Yo, I got one more thing, bro.
It was on both ends. And
With the actual fuck, I lost my thought. It was one thing that I wasn't clear on. Uh, was it the time travel shit? It was the
Cue Jeopardy music.
oh damn, bro. Oh, it was that to me, bro.
Overall, bro, this shit is a hard ass show to process, dog. I have a headache trying to figure out all this shit.
Yeah, I definitely feel you there. It was definitely a chore.
And I gotta go through a second season of this with Sotsu. Oh god.
Yeah. Slogging through all of this information that we had to just take up was a lot. But in the end, it sort of all made sense. They sort of tied everything together nicely.
I need some shit for next week. I ain't gotta think, y'all. I can't do this thinking shit anymore.
Isn't next week
I
the
don't
Harley
want
Quinn?
no anime where I gotta think.
Yo, this is definitely what you can't watch high, bro. You cannot do it, bro.
I did it, and that's why I got a headache, nigga.
Ditto.
Like I was high watching some of this shit, and
My boy over here said he definitely got to watch this shit.
I had to go back. Oh yeah, yo, what's up with Shorty pulling the gun out of fucking thin air, bro?
Hey, no, that was hilarious. That was fucking hilarious. But you know what's funny? Now, after the end of the first season, you find out that she was on the time traveling fuck shit too. Now it just makes sense. She probably just had a strap.
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking. Like, okay,
Bro, we're gonna talk about this part. So you remember when this detective nigga snapped, right? And he had the blue haired chick in a chokehold. And he was just killing everybody at the festival.
Oh, I'm talking about this man popping in the festival.
Yo,
like, pow, now it's just one. Pow, now it's just two. Pow,
my
pow.
question is, why does Mio have a gun with a holster on her shoulders, but you don't use it when a nigga is shooting bullets at every direction? This bitch is supposed to be the head of a Yakuza clan or a next to be head. You got a whole strap, probably loaded, ready to go, and you get your shit splattered.
Didn't she like run straight into death, like on some Attack on Titan episode 5 shit?
I'm saying though, bro, she had time, bro. Cause bro didn't even point the gun at her till he shot her sister, bro.
She had a time to give an apology. That's
These motherfuckers was trying to talk to this nigga because he was a cop.
I'm
That
talking
nigga
about.
being a cop would have went all out the window, bro. You just shot my friend, nigga. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, he said it's the Pack
This nigga over
Festival.
here scratching his neck like he on crack. This man got my homegirl in a chokehold, and he just shot my sister. Yeah, bro, you getting every piece of lead in this goddamn chamber in your ass. Like, you died killing my sister at that, bro. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna run up on that shit, bro. Bang, bro. What the fuck? What were you gonna do? Running up on this nigga?
One thing I can say is I definitely appreciate the art style and Go way more than the original. 'Cause I went back after I started watching it. It felt like I was in a haze. I was like, we really watched this stuff and thought it was good.
bro, bro, it was 2006.
So short ago, but so long at the same time as far as technology.
But you know what? I can't really defend that because I've seen some old school slice of life animes and the animation be on point. Paranoia Agent is an old ass anime, but that animation is on point.
Yeah, that's true.
That shit's like what 2002, 2003. That shit's older than Higurashi, and that shit look better. No, Higurashi. No, Paranoia Agent.
The animation wasn't. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think they had some pretty good
I
effects.
think it's
Not really so
art
much
style.
evolving the actual animation, but the
I
effects.
think it's. I'm
The
about to say. I think it's the art style for me, bro. It's the
hold
art
on.
style for the old one.
The lighting was on point.
The
Oh,
actual writing in the original was better.
Oh, I said the
The picture,
lighting, but the writing was cool too.
no, yeah, I meant to say that. Yeah, the writing was better in the original, but the
Okay.
newer version it had the sex appeal. It was good looking anime. But I definitely it cleared up a few more questions after I went back and watched the original. Because they go through a whole lot more detail, which I guess is why we get those extra 2 episodes in that original run. But with that being said, take into account that I watched both because it's all still Higurashi to me. The openers for the original was definitely much better than the Go. So that's definitely a plus for me. So let's go ahead into the scoring. I will give it a 7.8.
But you know what, bro? I feel like Go had more, gave you more insight into the actual overall theme of what's going on. It actually gave you the time travel. Like, okay, this is why the time traveling thing is happening with the loop. Because they don't hint on that or go into that in the original, do they?
They don't hit on in that what the time travel.
Yo, the time travel thing.
Wait,
They
what?
don't.
Well, I didn't make it too far in the original myself. I think I only made like to the first like 5 episodes, so I don't got a full picture quite yet.
Okay. From my understanding, they never went over that. They just kept on looping them, and looping them, and looping them.
but it seems like that in Go, bruh, is because the first half of Go is straight memories from Rika. Those were just her memories. And then at the beginning of the first episode was the main character, Keiichi. That was him having a dream about him killing everybody. That's it. None of that shit actually happened. That shit already happened. That's why in the
And
episode, right after she got her Rika got her head smashed in by the detective, she woke up in the memory world, whatever world that was, and she was reacting from getting her head smashed in. So the first half of the shit was just memories.
also, that whole situation in Go where KG was like getting paranoid and asking all the questions, that they sort of add more to that in the original. So yeah, I definitely see how it's just sort of like getting you up to date, but not giving you everything.
Yeah.
So who wants to go next with the scoring? Oh, Harlow,
Damn, I want
glad
to.
you
Damn.
made it.
Yes, gentlemen. I was just in the backstage for a little bit, listening to y'all. I guess everybody watched Brandon, you was what? Only one who watched both of them?
No, I watched the new one. I started watching the original.
Okay. I only watched the original, so yeah, I don't know what the fuck y'all niggas talking about. The original opening though, like you said, fucking lit, nigga. That shit was fire. It didn't even seem like an opening for an anime. That shit seemed like it was some
True.
other shit. That shit was cold, nigga. But yeah, I mean,
True.
that's what I'm like. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed the original one, even though it was like felt like it was some shit missing. I ain't too much give a fuck, to be honest with you. I was enjoying what they gave me. To be quite frank, there was some story holes and some plot lines they ain't really clear up at the end. But I mean, when Shorty was just like, what she say? The little the shrine maiden, purple hair.
Re-
Rika.
Rika. When Rika was just like,
Oh, blue hair?
uh, she had purple hair in this one. Rika,
Yeah.
she
Oh,
was
the
just
new
like,
one?
I play this game, however long it take for y'all
Yeah, the old one was
to come to
Oh,
term with y'all.
shit.
Yeah,
Whoa, that's her
she said it at
sister.
the end. Who? Not
That's
Neon,
Rika.
Oh, okay, I
Shion,
gotta watch
nigga.
it now. Damn, I
Nah,
That's my,
gotta watch
that's
new
Rika's
shit.
sister.
what?
ooh, Hanyu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta check.
Yes. They
Damn,
have the same
I gotta check that shit
family
out
name.
now.
Through today.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Faraday. Yeah, that one. See, I don't know nothing about that other shit. I just know she was there herself
yeah, I
in
gotta
the
see that
show,
shit. I gotta check that shit out.
and she had said she told what's his name, Kaiichi, was just like, all right, you remember all the other shit that happened beforehand, and she was talking to, I guess she was talking to Oya Shiro. I don't know who the fuck she talked to. She was just like, I'll play this game, however long it takes for everybody to goddamn become forgiven or whatever the hell, distinguish themselves, like they like to say. And so I was like, okay,
Mm.
well, cool. It's a game. That's when I got it's a game. At the end of the day, on some Groundhog Day shit, everybody going through the motions. For some reason, they got to get forgiveness or some type of shit from Oya Shiro. That's what it seemed like.
okay, speaking of that, okay, with
Yeah.
because in Gold they were saying that like the loop was happening because it was kind of like punishment because they Rika wanted to leave the village.
Was it Rika or was it the other chick, the yellow hair,
Nah,
not the yellow
It was
chick, the
Rika.
pink hair,
it wasn't
It
because
was
she
Rika.
left. It wasn't because she
Rika?
left.
But Sadako
Rika
told her
Furude?
that. Yeah.
It wasn't because
Okay.
bro.
Because in the first one they were saying it was because what's her name? Ah, damn, I can't remember. Shorty who had the dad who had the gambling. Or no, the shorty who had the dad who was fucking with the prostitute.
Oh, you talking
Fuck.
about Rena?
Who?
You talking about Rena?
Rena, yeah, Rena was saying this shit was her fault because she left the damn village or some shit. But y'all saying it was because Rika was trying to leave the village?
Bruh, that shit started back up, bruh, after the damn project. After all that shit,
Okay, right.
damn project. That's when
Oh,
everything
okay.
started happening. The sacrifices and the murders was from they don't know who that is.
So let me ask y'all this since y'all watched the other one. Was it the three families that was executing this shit? Or were they really getting like spirited
Yeah,
away by this
yeah,
god
because
or some shit?
I'm about to say the one who was the Yukaza from the Yukaza family, the green haired.
Mio.
Yeah, they had a torture chamber in their house, bruh.
Yeah, I know that, but they kept saying that they didn't know what was happening to everybody. And they never really clarified that they was killing off niggas.
They didn't know who was doing it, but they knew it was somebody in the higher up.
But yeah, keep in mind that Mion was like the next in line. That
Right.
older lady was still carrying out most of the stuff with
The
the plan.
grandma and shit.
Yeah,
Because when there was like,
the
what's her
grandma was
name?
doing that.
What's shorty brother name? When Shion went crazy because her nigga got fucked up. Everybody was just like, what'd you say?
Mimi.
You said who?
Mimi.
No, nigga. See, I gotta pull up. See, this is what I had to do when I was watching it. I had to pull up Satoko, right? I had to pull up all the names when I was watching this
His
shit
name was
so I
Satoshi.
could keep that shit on. Satoshi. Yeah, when Satoshi got killed, everybody was holding that shit down. They was just like, yo, we don't know what the fuck happened to this nigga.
Yeah,
I mean, they was solid.
start asking questions about Sadako's sister, bro. They start looking at this nigga like, bro, just shut up, please.
It was just like
They
he
did not
left the
want to talk
village.
about that shit.
Then they was like he got spirited away. But like I was just trying to say like
The funniest shit to hear in this shit, bro.
so that whole
Like, this
family
is
was cursed by the Mion family, right? They Shorty
Yeah,
Sadako and her family, they was just cursed by the Mion and them, the three families.
yeah, they did
So
not
it
fuck with the family.
okay. So because when he killed his aunt and they still killed him, were they just not gonna kill them niggas? Because they left the other sister alive. They left Sadako alive.
Nah, see what happened was Sadako's parents were arch enemies to Mion and the other two families. So when her parents died, they wanted to forgive Sadako, but Mion and Shion's grandmother, she wouldn't publicly come out and speak that shit. So her say so is the village say. So if old lady would have forgave Sadako, she wouldn't have been shunned by the village like she was. Because they showed that shit when they was doing her little story about her abuse.
But my thing is, why did they kill Satoshi? What was the purpose of killing him?
He got
Because he
they
wanted
say
to
he got
leave?
cursed. They say he was cursed.
How did he get cursed? Like
He had
the
the
family,
he had the
Family.
like
itchy
he
he had the
never went
itchy
in the
disease.
temple. I'm about to say he never went in the temple, right? But
But you know
he was
there's a
already
certain set of
living regular
rules.
life.
But you know
Every
there's a
year they
certain
was
set of
killing
rules
niggas
you
and they
gotta
didn't
follow.
kill this nigga.
But you know, according to the curses, a certain set of rules you gotta follow in order to not get cursed. So he obviously broke one of them rules.
Man, I'm not going for that shit, bro. Because they ain't say what fucking rule he broke. It's just like they
They was
just killed
also
the nigga.
saying it
They
was some
ain't
type of
saying a lot of
parasite.
shit in this damn anime, bro. They not
Nah,
saying a
bro.
lot of
One of
shit.
the main rules, nigga, was going into the temple. You go into the temple, you get fucked up. We seen everybody who go in that temple get
He
fucked
must.
up.
He had to go.
This
He
nigga did
had to.
not go in the temple. He ain't do shit but beat the hell out of his aunt and kill that bitch in the woods. If you remember the first one, he beat the shit out of his aunt and killed her in the woods,
it was
and
always
then that was it.
but you know it was always a murder and then a suicide is a part of the curse, right?
I'm trying to think. See, that shit was just random as fuck right there. Because if they didn't go in the temple and they ain't do none of this shit, and they just got spirited away on some shit, I'm thinking, all right, well the next year, then Sadako should have got killed if their family was just cursed like that. But they ain't go down like that.
I'm thinking it was just somebody behind the scenes pulling the strings, kind of like how
because they said they had found the remember when they said they found the aunts? They said they found the aunt's killer, and he ended up dead. So I'm like, it was 3 motherfuckers that died that year.
It confused me. It really confused me when they kept controlling her brother. Bro.
And well, I watched the original. I don't think y'all even remember that one too much.
Well, see, they didn't really talk too much about her brother in the new one.
Yeah, they did.
Nah, they talked about him in the old one.
They mentioned his own.
Matter of fact, they had his whole storyline. They showed his whole storyline in the old one.
They didn't give him a storyline in this one. They just talked about. They just talked about how Sadako was abused, and her brother was the one. He was kind of like her shield,
protecting her,
getting abused.
Yeah.
And then this nigga just disappeared out of nowhere. They kept telling KT that he just left. But he wasn't going for that shit. It's like, why the fuck would he just leave and his sister going through that bullshit?
See, in the old one, they explained, they told him, who told him? Shit, he found out a couple different ways what happened to the brother, but they ended up telling him that shit.
They told him, I think it was the detective. The detective told him about the case. And they told him, the detective had told him that Brett is, they don't know where he's at.
Oh, matter of fact, what's her name? The Perude chick told him, and
Rika was the first one who opened her mouth about it, but I don't.
Yeah, she told him in the old one.
He didn't say too much in the new one, bro. He didn't say too much. She just kind of explained like a general explanation of it for you to get the point.
So in the new one, he didn't remember the shit anymore.
Nah, he don't remember. The only one that remembers anything is Rika. And that's not until that's actually really the whole story. Like she's remembering everything that's happened to this point. And I think in episode 14, it starts off with her remembering everything. So now she the one that's walking around paranoid as fuck.
But Sadako is the one that actually gave her the ability to start remembering stuff, as we see at the close to the end.
Okay. Because in the first one, she was the only one who remembered shit. Rika.
Yeah, so after Sadako, I guess gets the power, it starts affecting people that are closest to them. So that's how her later Sadako's uncle, I guess quote unquote, wakes up, and then why Keiichi has that one memory of him bashing everybody's head in with the bat.
So did he kill the uncle in the new one?
Yeah.
Did he run around and tell everybody he killed the uncle like he didn't?
This what happened. This what happened in the new one. So basically, Sadako took Keiichi to her house to give him something, and then the uncle just kind of straight up ran up on this nigga with a bat, locked him upside down. And then Keiichi tackled this nigga, grabs the bat, and then he started beating this nigga head in while Sadako is watching.
Oh, I kind of like the old way though. How he lured that nigga into the woods and beat the shit out that nigga.
Now they show that as a memory. They show
Okay, all right, cool.
He kind of woke up from that shit, and then they just started telling him about that. That was a memory. So that shit technically already happened. It was just.
I mean, all that shit was happening. That's why I'm like.
What you saw in the old one, we saw memories of that shit, bro. basically. So we in the future, you was in the past, nigga. You was starting the events, we was seeing the memories of the events.
So, from my understanding so far, there's like 100-year gap between the original and Go.
Yeah, because they've been doing that
As far
shit
as
like
loop,
100.
yeah, as far as loop wise.
They've done that shit like 100 times, or over 100 times. I remember she said she was gonna get that shit 5 more loops because she found a way to kill herself and end that shit. She's gonna get 55 loops and she's gonna end my shit.
One time she woke up and Psycho had her guts all out, and whew, that was definitely a shock. A lot of the scenes.
So does Rena kill her prostitute, her daddy prostitute girlfriend in this one?
They ain't bring that up in the second one.
Oh shit! Damn, that shit was cold too. How she chopped the pimp and the prostitute up and put all the motherfuckers in garbage bags and shit. That shit was crazy. I was like, yo, that's fire. Oh, did they show Sion then? Did they at least show Sion getting off
Wait,
for Sadako?
Rena did chop the girlfriend up, did she? Didn't she? In this version, in the 2020 version, she did chop the girlfriend up.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember that part in Go.
I'm on
They probably
episode.
didn't go through this
I'm
much
on episode
detail. Probably just
18.
Clip it.
I'm on episode 18 ago, so I don't know if that shit is happening.
Yeah, because I don't think that
That's
happened.
what happened towards the end. Well, it happened towards like episode 22 on the original,
Yeah, that
like
shit's gonna
22,
probably
23.
be at the end of Go.
Because her story was the last one to happen. If they did it in the same order, her story was the last one to unfold at the end of the original series.
You talking about Shion?
No, Rena.
Renner?
Yeah.
Nah. Like they didn't really touch on her like that for real. Like I say, because I feel like Go is more of okay, we're going to expand it to let y'all know, like we gonna give y'all the inside of why thing is going like it's going, why these loops is doing. So it's just like the detailed story part is more the original version,
Yeah.
and Go is more of
We got a milder kind of like compilation of this shit. We didn't get the
The full story of all the memories.
Like I'd say Go is like a highlight reel of all the different routes you could have taken in the visual novel game.
Pretty much.
But I think perspective wise, they in the very beginning they focus on Keiichi, then they go to Rika, and then they go to Sadako. I don't think they really like go too deep on Reina.
Nah, Rika is the last one. Cause after Sadako's story, then they start off with Rika.
Then Rika goes off to college and whatever that the boarding school is, and then Sadako gains sentience when she tries to kill her in the lobby with the chandelier. Then,
that was hype. Nah, I ain't gonna cap. That was lit. Oh man,
she was like, "You must forgot who you is. I'm the trap queen, so I'm gonna set a trap."
how the fuck she got up there to loosen that motherfucking chandelier, bro?
She snapped her finger and it fell too. It's like I don't.
Like how
she actually do some trap shit in this one because she kept saying she was the queen of traps, but she ain't never do shit in the first one.
Yeah, she do that shit. She does that shit in Go quite often.
Yeah, I think first episode, Keiichi walk up to the classroom building. They all look at the door. It's like, oh no, Sadako's been here. And they start picking out different traps.
I like
she
the
got
way they
thumbtacks
use
on the door.
I like the way they use the little joke fist because the first time she get hit by it, you like stupid ass it, and then like the second time she dodge it, you like wait. You're not supposed to know. At least not
Yeah.
like that. You're not supposed to. You're at least not supposed to know. And then the third time around, you're like, damn, wait a minute. So did you just get hit the first time around because you knew that you weren't supposed to know? You just got hit anyway? Because she goes and she looks in the mirror, and when she well, not the mirror, but the school window, and when she turned away from the school window, you can see her little demon eyes just a little bit, but it's like in the school window. So I think the first time she got hit by that fist, by that time she was looping.
So Sadako is the killer.
Hey man, I don't know, because by the end it looked like Sadako was the one that set up Reina. And that's crazy, because looking at the first season, I wouldn't have, I mean, not the first season, but the first version, I wouldn't have thought of it like that. Or I wouldn't have caught on to it like that.
And Sadako being what? The perpetrator of Oyashiro?
I remember she said something about that, Rika, when she was in that memory world. She said she knows who the killer was. But I just been sitting here watching this shit like, well, damn, everybody's the killer, bitch.
Shit, man, they done got all supernatural on this shit and everything.
But that's what I was about to
I
ask.
don't even know what the fuck going on.
That's what I'm like, who is the killer, bitch? Because basically everybody is. Everybody that killed somebody in this shit.
What was Sadako's plan that she was saying, like she was doing with the little to the disease at the end, the very end? And like, what's her actual?
She didn't want Rika to leave. She gonna keep doing whatever she got to do so Rika stays there.
No, because she had been made that resolution that she was going to do that, but at the end, she had this big ass speech on how she was just going to manipulate everything. So what exactly is she about to do different?
I mean, I guess go watch the next season, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that. Yeah.
Isn't it a season in between that shit though?
There's another season after Go. It's
After the second one, the original version, isn't there a second season?
Yeah, it's the Higurashi from 2006, and the seasons that come after that. Then there's Higurashi Go, and then the next one after Go is Sotetsu. And then there's a final version that's coming out in the summertime this year. So I'm guessing this shit gonna end the final version. But in the next one, Rika and Sadako, they're older. They look like they in high school now. So I'm trying to see how that shit plays out.
Yeah, I definitely would check out a second. The well, it's an ongoing. I think it's an ongoing season that's literally going on week by week right now. So I definitely would watch that to see more. Because my whole hang up with watching this for a second time was, are they going to continue to do the loop thing and not tell me why they're looping? And they kind of gave me that in Go. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I can understand the world building a little bit more. I can understand this world a little bit more and what's actually going on.
I don't know if they got a final version coming out. I guess you finna find out why they going through the loop in the final version.
I think I'm looking at the Sotsu now. There's I think 15 episodes, and that's when they actually go to the school. So I think they're actually still gonna be in the loop, but they're gonna be like arch enemies. Because Sadako secretly always gonna want to be with Rika all the time.
Well, you
True.
Now here's the question: is she selfish, or is she just doing what anybody else would do if they were in that situation? If you had the ability to basically make whatever wish you ever wanted come true, would you not go through all the steps to try to do that, regardless?
They ain't chasing no bitch.
He gave the most niggerish answer ever.
Oh shit.
I ain't chasing no
Is it the
bitch.
truth or is it the truth? That's all she do. Like, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I think
That's just
90%.
being childish.
I think 90% of the world would agree with what Brooks just said.
Probably more, depending on how you say it. But
I mean, you gotta think about it, bro. You willing to make motherfuckers go through loops of like not just murder, bro. That should be mutilation, bro.
Yo, I was saying though, like she said, like really, that shit don't matter. Cause
No, you're not hearing me, bro. The detective nigga really went on a Call of Duty ghost hunt with the motherfucking kids and the festival folks, bro. Like, my man's just snapped. Like,
this really should have been called Higurashi Death Frenzy. I don't know what the fuck they call it when they cry.
oh god, I'm gonna be real. This legit had me disturbed, bro. It legit, out of all the savage shit that I've been exposed to, this shit really had me pausing. Like, yo, this shit kind of fucking with me, bro. Like, damn, like they just gonna bash a nigga over head. Like, fuck.
yo, when the uncle came in and just straight clocked Keiichi in the head, I was like, yo, this is just what the fuck? And then this nigga, he snaps, he loses it. He like, I'm not gonna die for nothing. He tackles this nigga like an NFL player. Look, fuck this. Give me the bat, nigga. I'm finna beat your head in. Like, what the fuck? That shit ain't normal. Higurashi is not normal.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's definitely not lighthearted at all.
Bro, this is not something I would recommend to somebody.
You gotta be.
Maybe it's just been watching.
And I like this.
It's expert, definitely expert.
And I like this shit, but I definitely wouldn't recommend this shit. You have to find this shit on your own. The nigga ever say, hey, bro, you ever seen Higurashi? I'm thinking about watching that shit. Hey, bro, watch at your own risk.
With that being said, what anime level of watch is this?
Expert, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Feel like it's expert? I don't know about that.
Nah.
I guess because I watched the first one. The first
I
one
can
wasn't
agree
that
with
bad.
that,
I mean,
given
it
the
had
whole
some
scheme
shit
of it.
going on. But you talking about the whole scheme, or you talking about
The whole scheme, that's the only way I can
this
agree
shit.
with that.
I don't think kids should be watching.
Because the anime adaptations aren't,
no kids.
honestly,
That's
it's so much taken out, to be honest.
So definitely on some 18 plus
What
type
you
shit.
said, the manga is worse.
Like, even if it's not expert, this is definitely higher intermediate.
Yeah, I think it's just like mid-grade intermediate, to be honest with you.
I mean, starting off, you wouldn't necessarily just say, hey, you should watch you should watch Higurashi. It definitely way more other choices that you would say before you gave those two.
Well, if somebody into like murder mystery, well, yeah, go ahead and watch it, bro. Go ahead and watch this shit. I mean, the first scene start off with the nigga bashing them fucking head, beating the shit out them niggas. I
Like
don't know if it started off like that in the other one.
Final Destination type shit.
What's his name? The main character dude. Well, I don't know because seemed like he not the main character in that one. Shit.
Keiichi
beating the shit out of Rena and Mion. And I was like, okay, it's like it's gonna be interesting. So let me ask you, Lloyd, there's something previous that comes to the very first series?
What chronologically?
Yeah, chronologically. Yeah.
Like in real life, or they're in the lore chronologically?
No, in the lore.
Actually, because there were humans before. That actually did happen, all of that. But at first, like the whole 100 years thing, apparently, what was it? It wasn't an individual novel, but the manga, she was in a void or something, but apparently for 100 years. Like the Sea of Fragments, I think that's what they called it.
Yeah.
And that was who?
So
Rika?
at that point, Rika, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that whole time,
the priestess actually
she was apparently the game master.
Okay, Rika was the game master. So like how what is this? Like this is after what? 100 years?
What are you saying, Brandon?
From the first series?
The first series is first, then it goes to Gold, then Setsu. But I think it's like different episodes that's just like pieced episodically different. Like not a season would be before another, but this episode would go chronologically before this one, time speaking. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that part. Like as far as the anime
The further
goes,
you go into it, the more everything will
anime.
dissolve.
This shit was based off a game and some other shit. So I'm trying to figure out like where did this first adaptation pick up in the whole chronological order?
I think that idea just comes from the game club. But yeah, I was saying before that that the priestess actually shows Sadako the sea of fragments from Rika's memories of the past, and she wants to go through every single one. So that kind of tells you like how things are set up. Rika is the original game master. I'm guessing she had like a dream or an idea, kind of like how Sadako had, but hers was probably more like, hey, I don't want all of my friends to die, and I also want to leave this village. But like I said before, I ain't chasing the bitch. So I will let Sadako have that.
Okay, because I was like,
go back and watch
I don't know about
and see where they take it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't tell. I wouldn't tell nobody to watch this shit if they trying to get a full story out this motherfucker. If you just trying to see some other shit real quick, murder mystery type of shit, you can just watch it for that. But I ain't gonna say watch it to get no sense of completion. Cause y'all niggas talking about
because it's one of those fake type of shit, bro. It's all over.
Like it's all
No, hello, but I was telling you earlier this week, like at first I couldn't see the connection, but once you watch Go, you can see where.
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna see the connection if it's still talking about gods and niggas been in this bitch for 100 years and all that. Nigga, where is that shit at, nigga?
It's in Go. They give it to you and go. They give you it ain't even a hint. They straight up imply it or show you the
A lot of
background.
times.
They're probably going to show you a lot more what happened in the actual manga.
You know what I'm saying? I think you would just have to stick to the manga if you want the completed shit. I don't know what you're getting from the
Oh
anime.
yeah, these are horrible adaptations in comparison.
Let's say you just getting your
But I
mouth
figured that shit out the
wet
first
with the
time. I was
whole
like,
series.
what the hell?
Now you
Yeah.
say
I probably just would have avoided just read the manga instead of watching the damn shows if I wanted to get some completion. But if I just want to watch some shit, I'll put it on just to watch some shit.
Still, it's an interesting story.
That's what I'm saying. It's interesting. It's an interesting watch.
It might
just to
still not
watch.
even be interesting if you do it that way.
I mean, motherfuckers getting bashed
There was
open
a lot
and
of
split and
fluff
shit
in this
right at
shit.
the beginning.
Honestly, you know what?
It's kind of cool, nigga.
You know what? Honestly, with Higurashi, it's kind of like the Fate series, bro. You know, honestly, bro.
Literally gave that. Like,
That's what I say. Them brothers
example.
say that.
I mean, it's literally just like that. But the more you know,
understand
the
that Fate
less
series.
you'll like.
So you saying I need to read the Fate series book instead of watching the show too? Because then I won't even waste my time watching the show.
I would rather always go to the original source. That's just common sense.
I'm saying I get that part, but you do have some anime adaptations that start from the beginning and can go pretty much through. Yeah, it'll be a few things off as the adaptation goes, just for like audiences and violence and shit like that. But it's still going to give you a pretty general sum of things. But if I'm going to watch these shit and I'm not getting a general sum of things like Fate, if I just want to see some niggas fight, then I need to know I'm going in there just to see some niggas fight and not nothing else, bro. No interconnections, none of that bullshit. I just want to see niggas fight and that's it. Now you trying to get more than that out the bitch is like, fuck it, nigga. You might as well go to the original source because they not doing nothing for you.
Now, hold on, Suma. Now, from other reviews and other stuff that I've seen they said this is a pretty good adaptation. So
I don't know about the new one. I'm talking about the old one. I haven't seen the new one.
No, it was based off the old one. So
it was based off the old one.
Yeah, they were talking about the old one because this was like 8 years ago. They was like the research I had been done. They ain't not talking about the new one. So he said it was a good adaptation. So like I don't know. Like I haven't read the original stuff. So what to you would make?
I don't know what site you on, nor the original individual person that you that's made that post. So. But there's in general, like, given the whole grand scheme of the series itself, the franchise, it's already weird. It's already weird from the beginning. Once you start from the top and then kind of work your way to the bottom, it's so much more understandable.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I wouldn't equate it to the Fate series because I say with the Fate series, you can't just hop in at any place without having questions. But Higurashi definitely does that better. You can definitely.
Yeah, I'm saying I can hop in that shit and not care about none of that guy shit y'all niggas talking about on the first one because they ain't put that shit in there. It didn't matter. Don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, okay, cool.
And see, my thing with the Fate series is that the only really question of shit that niggas don't get is what exactly is the fucking Holy Grail? What is it and what is it actually meant to do? And that's the only real mystery that when I first started watching the Fate series, was like caught up on. Like, okay, what the fuck is this Holy Grail shit? But other than that, I don't know. It's pretty straightforward to me, nigga. You summon heroic spirits, and y'all have a fucking.
That shit is like boring as fuck. If that's what's gonna be every series, nigga. That shit. All I need to do is watch. With that being said, I only need to watch one Fate series, and I'm done with the whole damn thing, nigga. Unlike this one, where y'all saying it is a lot of differences from the first one, from the original version and this version, which makes a repeat watch not so bad. If I'm watching Fate and that's all they doing is fucking tournament shit, nigga, I don't want to watch this shit. I only watch it one time and I'm done, nigga. That's it.
Well, they do have a series where they actually explain what is like, what's the origin of this whole tournament for the Holy Grail thing, and how they tie it back into all the other series and stuff. So I don't think you can just watch one and you get it. You gotta have. It's really, if you watch a certain.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
A certain.
I mean, I'm not saying to get it, but if the whole goal is for them to win the Holy Grail, and they do a whole season where that's just it, why would I watch another season, bro?
I'm definitely satisfied by the endings of Fate. It's not like I'm left with questions onto the next one, but they definitely do a lot of callbacks in the later series to like some of the early ones. So
No.
That's what I mean, the mode of entry. Because with Fate, you kind of got to start from the beginning to understand anything. But with Higurashi, you can definitely start with Go and still have a decent picture. And you won't have to go back and watch the original.
So I would recommend the original before I recommend the other one. The original ain't got all that extra shit. It's just fucking straightforward murder mystery, Groundhog Day type of thing going on, and that's it. Like, all right, cool. When you start adding them higher elements and shit, you're gonna be like, damn, okay, I feel like I need some more. Or I want to see some other shit going on. And when I got done with the show, I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'm done with the show. That's cool. That was a good watch.
But would you have wanted to see more of that in the next season or the next iteration? Would you have been good with just the murder mystery, or would you wanted something different?
No, I would want some more if I'm watching another one, because I'm like, all right, you did the murder mystery. I done seen everybody become a stone cold killer at one point in time in their goddamn life. What you gonna do now? So yeah, you would have to push the envelope further if you watch the first one. But if you watch Go before watching the first one, I don't know what you gonna get.
Well,
yes, you'd be like, I watched it.
I don't know how the Go format is.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how the Go format is. Maybe it's like, hey, I want to go back and see why all this shit happened. But I would hate to have somebody feeling like they getting some repetitive shit when they watch it.
Let me ask y'all this: who seems to be the main character?
Yeah, who's the main character in the second one?
Rika.
Who seems to be most of the main character in Go?
Rika
and Sadako.
Yeah, I was about to
Rika and
say
Sadako.
It may not be bad.
Change really fast.
Yeah,
Because it seemed like a lot of the first part was centered, like a lot of the perspective was from Keiichi, but then in this second part, you got like Keiichi perspective for like memories, but then all that shit was done by like episode 5, episode 6. Then you start to get some hints of like Rika shit going on. You get some of the family shit going on with the Sonozakis, but then once it gets into like full swing by episode 12, it's like BS with Rika and Satoko all the way through to the end. And I'm like, damn, this is like point of view wise, this is kind of different than that first go round.
That makes sense.
Because Taichi is fucking stupid. Fucking retarded. In the first one, god damn, he was the worst. He was the worst nigga to hold a secret, bro. He cannot hold a secret for shit.
But he was the.
But I was like,
he was the robot.
Was terrible.
He was the robot nigga. He was about action. That was the thing I liked about him. He was gonna pop some shit off. If he had an issue, he was gonna pop.
Nah, he was about that shit in the first one too. Yeah, I give him that. But like, and then y'all said they don't go in the Shion story. I kind of like her shit.
Yeah, in the first one, from what I can remember, Shion's story was kind of more was like stood out in the series type thing with the twins and the back and forth and their little beef. Because you seen it
Yeah,
coming.
because it's like
I
all
don't
the.
even think
Wait,
in
wait, 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 wait,
Go.
wait, 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 wait. They
I don't
did
even
do
think
her
we got the
story.
nail pulling scene in Go. Did we get the nail pulling scene in Go?
Oh, y'all didn't get that one?
So,
I don't think we got
Oh,
the nail
damn.
pulling scene in Go.
Damn.
That's why I was
They
saying
didn't
like
get Shion snapping and fucking taking me on identity and fucking
nah,
killing everybody.
nah. We didn't get that. We didn't get that. We did not get that in Go.
honestly, I would say to get a better feel for the story, start with Go and then go to the original. Because the original is like the fragments of the memories are like spoke about in Go, but you kind of got a overarching feel for the whole story. And if you were interested in seeing what all of those memories entailed, then go back to the original.
Yeah. It seemed like Go is the cause and the original is the effect.
Oh, okay. See, that's cool explanation for it there.
You know what though? I thought they kind of did a Mion and Shion story.
To that degree.
Not really.
Shion was cold-blooded
original,
killer.
No, I'm talking about in Go, because you remember Shion had locked Keiichi in a jail cell.
Yeah.
And by the time he got out, everybody was fucking dead. Like
Yeah.
But you don't see that other perspective because that
you don't see Shion.
Yeah, they did do something, but they didn't do much for her. They kind of just threw the fact that she had a twin sister in there and that nobody really knew that shit. And then they kind of talked about her being the Yakuza, the next head in line and all that shit.
Yeah, you don't really find out till like later. You're like, oh yeah, I do got a twin sister. I don't talk about it though.
Hell no, they was about to murder her at birth. To kill that hoe at birth. Fuck this. We don't need two heirs. We only need one.
That's a bad omen.
Hey,
And then she fucked around and snapped and killed the head of the Sunazaki and then killed the old grandpa nigga. She was just murking everybody. I was like, oh my god, I love this bitch.
No cap. I ain't see the old one, but I know for sure I do like Shion and Go, bro. That bitch is about that action.
She turned up. She turned up for what's his name? Her boyfriend nigga.
Cause you remember
Sadako. No, Satoshi. She turned up for Satoshi nigga.
Hey Kat, you remember when they was in the classroom trying to decide on what they was gonna do about Sadako and her uncle, right?
Oh yeah, that shit was funny as fuck.
She came in the classroom talking that shit. She was like, if y'all don't do something,
I'm gonna
kill everybody in this room. I said, what the fuck?
See, y'all, in the original version, she fucking take Sadako and slang that bitch all across the room and start beating her fucking ass for being a weak bitch. That shit was crazy, nigga. She was like, you the reason why he's so stressed out. You need to motherfucking woman up, you bitch. That shit was crazy, yo. Slinging that hoe, and everybody was just watching like, oh my gosh, what the fuck is going on?
And I'm thinking to myself, like, I ain't gonna count, bro. They
got the chair on that.
She did get the chair.
This bitch act like this motherfucker wasn't no goddamn kid. So like, what the woman up and do what? I'm in elementary school, motherfucker. Like, what can I do?
She just got tired of that Nene shit. Nene. She snapped, nigga. That shit was crazy. I was like, oh, this shit is cold.
Like y'all ages right now. Y'all looking like how y'all acting like how y'all look right now.
Funny that you say that about Shion, because in Go, she like adores Sadako for some reason.
No, she love that nigga. That's why she snapping the first one.
I'm not talking about Satoshi, nigga. I said Satako.
No, in the first one, she don't love Sadako. She's posing as Mion. Mion don't even really fucking love Sadako like that. She just around. I don't think nobody really give a fuck about that motherfucker like that.
And Go, bruh.
They did have
Yeah, about to say they
Don't be doing solid
they
gold like that.
they was about to run up in child services office, about to raise hell.
They had the whole.
Oh yeah,
They
like
had
they
the
had the
whole
whole
fucking village at
city.
child services offices about to raise hell about Sadako, bro. I don't know.
So she wasn't on the bullshit in the second one, where she told them niggas not to do that shit.
No,
She was telling them niggas in the first one not to run up in child services. She didn't want nobody. She didn't want nobody to help her because she wanted to be strong for her brother for when her brother came back. She didn't want no help, so she would sit there and take the abuse from her uncle because she thought it would make her stronger.
bro. And this one, Cage, he said, "Fuck that, bro."
I mean, that's why he snapped in the first one. He snapped and fucking killed the uncle, but then it was like the uncle wasn't dead. For real.
The flash where he killed the uncle, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that this time."
Okay, gotcha.
But he still,
because he killed the uncle the first time, and shit, the uncle was still alive.
He still ended up doing it because the nigga ended up in a situation where it was either him or the uncle. That's why I said that nigga got smacked upside the head with the bat, and then he grabbed that bitch and he started beating the uncle with it.
Did the uncle stay dead? Is the question.
Yes, he stayed dead that time.
Yo, but we can't talk about this show without bringing up the KFC. The KFC fucking mannequin.
You talking about the
Why did you want that KFC mannequin so fucking bad?
Why did I think?
Oh yeah, she did want that shit. I don't know why.
Remember talking about that nigga, they never found the dude's arm. Why did I think that damn arm was in the cage? And she was just trying to get that bitch so she could get the missing arm. But I'm like, this bitch really just wanted a KFC statue. What the fuck?
I mean, she was hanging out in the dump, which was weird shit anyway.
Yeah, the funny thing about it is for that nigga, bro, it's kind of when he got killed the first time because of this shit. I was like, yo, this nigga really died over a KFC mannequin. I know he did. Bro, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Hey, I ain't gonna cap though. That first couple episodes where Raina stabbed that nigga almost to death. I ain't gonna cap. He walked right into that one, bro. He asked me questions, bro.
Bro, how did this nigga get stabbed 40 times and still live? She stabbed his vitals. Ain't no way, bro. She kept on stabbing that nigga. Bro.
Bruh, she stabbed that nigga over 32 times. I stopped counting at 32.
That's what I'm how the fuck she survived? He survived that shit, bro. He stayed surviving.
It's called recovery breathing.
He started hitting her back. He started fighting back around stab 18, 19. But then like around stab 23, 24, he didn't have a chance.
I'm not gonna cap, bro. My whole thought process paused when I saw two kids stabbing and beating each other with a clock and a knife.
Well, ain't no way, bro.
One bitch is stabbing the nigga, and the nigga getting stabbed is clocking you upside the head with an alarm clock.
And you know, them old school alarm clocks used to be heavy as shit, boy.
That nigga took every ounce of strength he had just to hit this bitch so many times, bro. While getting stabbed, like this nigga was getting literally stabbed while hitting this hoe. Like, soon as you take the knife out, bam. I'm like, what is going on? They both just sitting there lying on the floor, like, so y'all dead.
By the time I get to the 20th stab, you ain't dead. I'm gonna give you the knife. It's your time, bro. I tried.
Yeah. Help me, help you, help me. Stupid up.
Nah, I'm not gonna cap, bro. He walked right into getting killed by her, bro. I wouldn't have let that bitch in, bro. When my mama called me and said she was on the way to bring me some food, nah, I eat some cup noodles tonight, mama. Fuck
Nah,
that.
Rika set that nigga up because she was just like, yeah, you need to trust us. You need to trust your friends. We not gonna do no fucked up shit.
She did say that shit to Hanyu. She did say she told him to trust Rena, and that still got his ass killed. Cause I knew she was on some shit when just the first 2 episodes, the way Rena was looking, like that bitch just stare off into space looking like a total demon. I'm like, oh hell nah. You wanna come in my house? Oh fuck you.
No, the shit that was throwing me off was in the beginning where Rika would play that little cute girl role, and then she would just switch, and her whole voice actor would change into a grown ass woman type. See how you like a
Cause you gotta think about it, bro. She is a grown ass woman, bro.
woman for
Over
real?
100 years old.
That shit was throwing me off.
If she's repeated this shit 100 times, she's over.
Yeah, she was 112. I think they said in Go or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
So she technically is an old ass woman.
And that's what make it so crazy with the blonde hair Satoko, because it's like, bitch, you understand that like she been that age for that long. Like she wants to grow the fuck up. Like you're tripping, bro. Let her grow the fuck up, ho. Like damn.
I could say she the same age as Rika. She's 112 too, because she been doing the same shit too.
Yeah.
not for as long though.
Well, she might be.
But she's in the know.
Well, still, she probably over 100. I'd say that for sure.
I say she's been stuck in the loop for about 5 years because that's the story progresses 5 years later when they're in school, and then Sadako goes back to the village, and then that's when she's caught up in the loop.
She added like 10 years on in like 10 seconds just because she was trying to type in the code to some shit. And she was typing in that shit in like ridiculous combinations until she got it right. She literally just kept snapping over again and trying to type in the new code. She did that shit like 8 to 10 times.
Like I said, I still gotta finish the last 4 episodes, 5 episodes to go. So I don't know how this shit ends.
All right, so with that being said, shall we get the rest of the scores for you gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
I give this shit a 6 out of 10 since I ain't done yet.
Don't all speak at once.
Oh, I guess I'll go next. I'm thinking like 8.2. It varied. It went because my score on this shit went from like 6.5 to 7.5. So it grew on me, and it definitely once they started answering questions that I had from the original series, it's like, okay, I like this shit. And like I'm gonna be real, like ain't too much shit can visually shock me and like fuck with me like they did, because they actually had me feeling for these characters and feeling for their situation. And usually that shit, like I say, it don't fuck with me, but like this shit was legit fucking with me, bro. Like, so I gotta give the ups to the writing. So yeah, I'm definitely like at an 8.2 with.
Just as you know, the first one, it just in and of itself, I'm gonna just have to give. I'm gonna have to give it a 7.
I'm gonna give the first one. I give it like
just if I were to be, just see that and not know anything else.
Yeah, watching the first one just alone, I give it 7.3. Pretty cool story, self-contained story right there. I was like, all right, pretty interesting. Had me paying attention from the very beginning. I guess I had to pull up a Wikipedia and make sure I got the names right because they was throwing them hoes at a nigga. All right, wait. Who the fuck they talking about? But I definitely like the loop murder mystery aspect type of thing. Seeing my girl Shion do her fucking thing. And yeah, I'm gonna give 7.3.
Okay. So with that being said, I know I said something before. So if you heard a pick for next week, disregard that. I'm calling an audible. I saw this older art style, and it made me to want to watch something a little bit more stylized, a little bit more fantasy. So the anime choice for next week will be Ranking of Kings.
Yo, nigga, I'm like 8 episodes into the. Oh, no, I'm joking, bro. All right, bro.
That's not
Actually was about to start. Ain't this is the Death Note spinoff?
no. Ranking of Kings. I'm actually watching it. That's not done. That's
But
just
it's on like the 15th episode, so we can do that in a week, I think.
I did see that. They, this is one of them ongoing ones. Okay.
I don't know, bro. I've been watching the story, bro. That's 15 episodes ain't gonna help you as far as the storyline.
I mean, but it's to get us interested in something new. You know, I thought about doing something that's newer that was already finished, but let's start getting into some ongoing shit that's, you know, we can watch in a week or so. So if we want to continue watching, we can definitely do that. But
How far?
I think they said it's only going to be 20 episodes for this season, but they're on 15.
24. It's gonna be 24. Huh? It's 24. Okay.
23.
Somewhere around there. So it's gonna be in the
because I'm looking it up right now. This is 23 episode serial adaptation.
I just saw this. I literally just saw this.
Well, who gives a fuck, man? It's 15 right now. We just gonna watch that shit.
Yo, but Nemo, do you know that anime what I'm talking about though? It's supposed to be like it's not a spin-off of Death Note, but it's the writer of Death Note wrote it. And it's supposed to be like these angels choosing like these different kids to be like the new god.
Oh, Platinum End.
Platinum End. Okay. Is that any good?
That shit gas.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I mean, the nigga who wrote Death Note wrote it, so I know I have supreme faith in that nigga.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the first episode. I think I watched the first 2, and I put it down because I wanted to see it. I wanted to let it finish. I didn't want to watch that shit week to week.
Yeah, me too. I think I did watch like the first episode, and I came to the same conclusion. Then I was like, oh, I really want to watch it. And this was before I even knew that the nigga of Death Note wrote this shit. So like once I figured that out, I'm looking like, yeah, I gotta.
The dubbed version is done. I think they'll be done with the dub in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'll wait those 2 weeks.
I don't know, at 2-3 weeks. I don't know. It might be an episode 21 out of 24. I don't know.
What? No, yeah.
I was dope. That shit. Hey, that shit was slick, kind of like in the first episode of Higurashi, bro. That shit went from 0 to 100 quick.
I mean, shit. I think that's the trend, bro. You can't really be lacking. Nowadays, I've seen some new anime that they don't even have a fucking. You don't get no intro. They just go straight into the story.
This shit, yeah.
And then the next episode, you're gonna get an intro.
I mean, that's most animes nowadays, where they just give you like the first episode is pretty much the episode, and the intro might be the ending for that first episode. Then they start bringing you the intro at the beginning.
I kind of fuck with that format. I don't really like to see no spoilers before I got down watch the show. Just get into the bitch.
Yeah,
Let me see if I like it right then and there, and then I go from there.
that's the one thing I don't like about anime is that the intros be fire, but if you pay attention to the intros too much, you'll fucking figure out the whole story.
That's why I used to just not watch intros. I skip the
And that's
intro like
why,
the first
you know what?
5, 6 episodes, and then be like, okay, cool.
I feel bad
That's
for the
why I
anime
fucks.
onlys that was watching season 4 of Attack on Titan because this new season intro just said, "Oh shit, you should have read the manga by now." I'm sorry.
See, that's why I watch isekai anime because I could watch the intro to an isekai and not know what the fuck is going on.
Hell yeah.
I
You don't know what the hell
don't.
going on in Konosuba.
When I first saw that time I got reincarnated as a slime, the intro told me nothing about the story. I just knew people were coming, and you had to wait till they got there. Nigga.
Yeah. How far
And
into
with that
the
one-
Harley Quinn show we supposed to be watching?
2 seasons. It's only 2, so it's 26 episodes.
All right, cool. Gonna be a little comedic change of pace from when they
That's
cry.
me is I'm telling you.
So we got Ranking of the Kings next week and Harley Quinn after that, right?
Wait, if they're both, well, y'all gonna probably watch the dub. I pretty much watched past episode 15 and Ranking the King.
You know me, nigga. I like sub shit. I can watch the sub.
You can pretty much catch up to where I'm at because they're on like episode 22 or 21, I think.
I mean, hey, I watched Higurashi all in a week, so I know I can.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can watch. I split it up, but I mean, if it's a good watch, it ain't hard. Shit.
Yeah. So yeah, next week
Ranking
Ranking
the
the
King
King,
is interesting. I'll say that very much. It's
then a Harley Quinn show, and we'll get back to you on the rest. So any closing remarks, gentlemen?
Shit. Whatever you do, don't fuck with no little kids in Japan, bro. They might be guys that'll kill your ass 300 times over.
Nah, I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say that. If you find yourself in Hinazawa Village, run.
You don't know where.
I think it's too late once you go in the village.
No, you see a sign, but you ain't there yet, nigga. You might as well turn around.
And remember, Big Daddy said, "Don't chase no bitches out." So
What's it? Child murderers aren't only in warlord country.
we have child murders in Atlanta.
Yo,
Be safe out here in these Atlanta streets too, and don't be chasing no bitches because you don't know if they gonna get you caught up in a loop.
yo,
For Cali.
yo, I got one thing to say. Fantasy Storm.
Nigga.
What?
Bitch, what?
That was
Run the
2
podcast.
things to say.
Fantasy Star Online, bro. If y'all know, if you know, you know.
Fantasy what, bitch?
I only know the game, bro. I don't know the manga. I don't know the anime. I only know the
That's what
game.
you're talking about.
So we got one who knows. They sleep,
But I
bro.
don't know, bro. I ain't watched the show. I just played the game.
I'm talking about the
You gotta
game.
do shit.
Oh, okay.
I
So
ain't
you-
even hear what he said.
Yeah. Fantasy Star Online.
Is that not gas, bro?
Oh no, that is gas.
Oh
Well,
shit.
Higurashi has a game too on PS2 and PS3. So
I don't know if I want to do that shit.
Play the game.
But I do Fantasy Star
I'm not
game
trying to
because
go
that
back
shit
that far.
JRPG. That shit hard.
you know, it's good re-releases every day. So, but be sure
Yeah, I
you
was
guys
playing.
follow us
Yeah,
on Twitter,
even though technically it's still a game.
Instagram.
Fantasy Star Online got an anime too. So if I'm mistaken.
Hey, bro. Have
What,
any,
you just been playing this shit? What you got? You playing the second one or something?
it's one on Xbox Live, man.
I know. You playing that shit? You don't even play games, nigga.
Hey Jordan, it's one. I'm the one that be playing that shit. I told him that's how I knew about it.
Oh, okay. Got you. Oh, hell yeah. Now that shit dope.
My nigga, because it was on GameCube initially, but now they got it on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
You can get your joystick and play that shit on the laptop.
Yep. Damn, I missed that series. This is an Xbox exclusive now?
Yep.
Xbox for PlayStation. But for now, it's Microsoft bought out Activision. I think it's
Yep.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's an Xbox PC type of thing.
Yeah, because it's free. Xbox is supposed to be making it free for PlayStation, but without the negotiations, with all that shit.
Yeah.
But that motherfucker lit.
I remember that shit back in the day, so definitely lit.
Yeah.
Another thing, be sure to download mobile games. You got your Pokemon Unite, Kirby, I think it's Clash. They're releasing a new one.
Games, hey bro, check out Honkai Impact the Third.
Is that where y'all can put them in the comments or something?
Yeah.
Word, y'all need
go ahead to that
shit. You can leave this shit. Everybody just be on the same level. You know what I mean?
Right. Go ahead. We need a comment on that one. Brooks. Put them mobile games.
Nigga, that'll be a fire drop, dog. Oh shit.
Right. All right. With that being said, I feel like all hearts and minds are clear. Shall we go ahead and close off?
That's all.
With something that's not that. So be sure that you're following us on social media. Stay in contact with the U.N.I verse. We're ever expanding. Be sure to come back and check us out next week on the next episode of the U.N.I verse Anime Review podcast. And we will see you then. And be sure to check out the comment section. I am inputting the mobile games that we spoke of before. And we are out.